Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to stop in and visit and check out my video. And we're here at Barcelona with a Porsche and my livery, my new livery, custom livery that had Maro done for me, and I appreciate that. Again, thank you. I think it looks great. And again, I try to do a couple races with low fuel motorsports, and I'm just, just one of those things. I'm not having, good luck, just like I kind of did at Nürburgring, in that video. I mean, even though at least I got through and finished the race, I'm just, I don't really want to drive through the race with like that race I did with 10 seconds damage and all this stuff. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to struggle like that. So basically, and that's what it's been lately with low fuel motorsports. And maybe I need to try to work on being more defensive, I guess. I need to try something different just because I just every race I try to do, I get wrecked. So I'm just in the wrong place at the wrong time or something. Somebody hits me, and it's just really hard because I try to, you got to make split-second decisions, and I guess I'm just not making the right decision. So anyway, I will move forward. I want to try to, get this setup decent, and I have spent a lot of time on it, and I really don't want to just throw it away because I've spent hours and hours on it. So I just did this so at least they can go out there and anybody can use it if they would like to use it, and so it doesn't go to waste, so to speak. So we're gonna do something, but again with the Porsche, and I'm not meaning to be long-winded here, but I'm just trying to communicate the best I can. The Porsche is so unique. It is and that's one thing I really love about it. It's just a great car, great sound, but you have to drive it differently than any other car in ACC. I mean, you just cannot drive it like just anything. I mean, you have to push the brake zone. The braking zones, you got to push the envelope. You have to push the envelope, through the corners. You have to push the car through everything of the track because down the straightaway you're going to be giving away 3 to 5 miles an hour. I mean, that's a given. So you have to be able to push the envelope on all the other areas to make up for that time. So there's just no way around that. I have tried to do low downforce setups for it, and I end up losing time. I mean, I've lost, a half a second, 3/4, half a second, this and that. I mean, and try to get them to work and the gain mile an hour, which I gained, but the max I could gain was 3 miles an hour over what this setup is. 3 miles an hour. That was the max, and that was with a pretty low wing for the Porsche. And the thing is, I'm losing everywhere else, so you end up still being slower. So I just went with something that you can drive. And again, the good thing about this is, you can use this if it was wet, as long as it wasn't flooded or lots of rain, because the front end is all the way down. But again, if it was rainy or this or that, or it's going to rain in the middle of the race, this car would be fine. Maybe that, or maybe one little small adjustment or something. But again, if it's going to be a rain event, you can cover it both ways. So again, this is a little, we're qualifying. You might like this for a qualifying setup, just to go all out and push everything you got for a qualifying setup with a real low fuel load or something like that, and just get it, tweak it just for that, low brake ducts and all those kinds of things. So again, you can do many things with this setup, and you can, it's in that ballpark to where you can make it, your own and get it the way you want it. Well, I'm going to get behind. We're going to get behind here because there's a few things that definitely you got to talk about. Again, sorry for being long-winded. Again, just trying to make sure I communicate everything the best I can. And I started with 50 liters because that's what I used in low-fuel motorsports. Now here, you can see that I'm all the way, I'm deep. I mean, this is the deepest I've ever gone. I'm right into the 100 when I'm getting on the brakes. So, of course, I'm looking, as I'm in the car, it looks like I'm past it. So if you're looking in the car like this, you can see, I can't even see it. So I'm actually going by it. I'm actually judging this orange marker up here. That's what I'm actually looking at. So, I mean, I'm really braking right at the 100, but you can't even see it in the car. So, again, I'm just showing you that because this is pretty much as deep as I've gone, I think, pretty much with any car. So, and that's what you have to do to, again, maximize, like I said, push the envelopes and the braking zones and things like that. So that's where, so you make up some of your time. So again, really deep here. Come in here. You can be trail braking through there. Run it on the inside there. Run it a little bit over there. It's fine. And, you don't have to go all the way out, but, it's good to stay in the middle to left middle either way. And I've really tried to get this car to be able to rotate through here as fast as I can, even with all this downforce, and to be able to stay in the throttle, because this is a critical area of the track to make time for this car in the next braking zone. So again, I've really tried to limited amount of off throttle. So we'll watch the throttle just a little bit, blurp it, and that was it. And then I'm back on it full. And again here, you can see I'm actually past, under the bridge. Actually, I'm on the brakes. So in the car again, I'm basically looking over here at these orange things. I can't even, if you look, they're even past that. So I mean, I'm actually past the bridge. So, but I'm really under it when I'm on the braking zone. So I'm on the brakes now. So I'm deep, and you can actually hold them and trail off pretty much all the way through there into that corner. Again, pushing it really hard through here, and it really handles it well, so you can be very aggressive through this first section. I mean, I'm still on the brakes, See, so I just got off now, and I'm about at the apex. So, again, I'm going almost all the way to the apex and just lifting off the brake and rolling on. And you can see I'm about half throttle right now. And then, back full now. And that's why I say there's still more time. This isn't a perfect lap. And then, of course, here you're going in real deep into here. And I go down to first. And, I just don't think second is, for me, I can't make second work. But if you're good enough, maybe you can make second gear work. But I just try first. And then this next corner, I go really deep here too. Again, I'm actually past. Basically, my brake marker is where this end of this curb is, where the stripes are, like right in here. That's where my brake marker is. So I'm going in deep. And because I want to go in deep so I can get come back in and get a good run up through here. So come back in. Now, if you get on the curb, it's fine. So you're not going to have an issue with that. So if you get on the curb some, that's fine. Don't worry about that. You don't want to run up on the green, but if you get up on this curb, it's no big deal. So again, it won't upset the car. But again, this is actually better because I'd rather get a smoother drive up through here. And then of course up through here, I go past the marker here, past the stripe part again. Actually, into the end of this is when I'm on the brakes. And again, you don't want to brake early because otherwise you're going to apex early. You want to come in here late. Now, again, I didn't practice it, but there's probably some time to be had here. If you could hold fourth gear and not go down to third and make that work, you probably would gain even more time. So if you could go through here in fourth, which I know there's some guys that can do it, if you could go through here in fourth and keep the speed up, you probably pick up some more time. So again, just something to practice. I need to practice that and see if I can get that to work. But instead of going down to third and just for a little bit and then get back into fourth, so that's probably costing me a couple tenths. So again, this is not a perfect lap, but and again here same thing. I mean, I'm going right up to the 100. I mean, I'm actually past it in the car. So you're in there. You're all the way up to the 100 on the brakes. Stay wide and then cut it in, so you're cutting it in right there on the gas. over the curb. Again, hold this kind of tight, and you can kind of, feather it in. And then, of course, here, you're wanting to come through here as quick as you can through here. But, it doesn't really hurt if you run it a little wide here, so it really doesn't hurt that much. But I try to keep it more in the middle, not running it real wide like that. See, that's more in the middle or even somewhere around here. But I know if you keep your speed up and even a little wider, it really doesn't hurt you, really. But this next corners, this chicane is critical. So you need to practice it because it's everything. Because if you botch it, you're pretty much dead meat going down the straightaway. So you have to go through here. You need to practice it and make sure you get right through there just right. Now, if you go through here just right, and it's going to be extremely hard for somebody to catch you. Okay? I mean, they're really going to have to be really on it to get you because the way you accelerate, even though they'll be gaining on you, I mean, they'll probably be crawling all over you by turn one. But, I mean, it's going to be still going to be hard for them to catch you unless they're all over you, and they can really cut through here because it's really hard when you're behind somebody. I mean, obviously, you're right up, basically just looking at their taillights, and you're trying to go through there. It's really hard to be very efficient. But, I mean, obviously, you got some really great drivers out there that can do that. But you need to practice and really get this right. Now, I go out wide, and I'm always looking for the orange over here to the right. And you want to cut this in as tight as you can so you can go straight and stay to the left a little bit and cut it back right and be on the gas right away. So, and you don't want to go out too wide. You don't mind going, you don't want to get out of bounds, but you don't want to hit the, the bumpers a little bit is okay. But you got to be able to get through here left and right really fast. Because that's how, that's one of the advantages of the Porsche. And then on top of that, the acceleration. So you're going to go left and then right, just like that, and be right on the gas as soon as you can. I mean, I'm on the gas, except right already full. So, again, practice that, and of course, it'll go right around here fine, not even push at all. And that's what you want to do. And that was a 144.70. So again, I mean, a decent time. It's okay. I mean, I know it's not mind-blowing or anything like that, but the beauty of it is it's obtainable and it's a good driver-friendly car. The key is practicing to get it out of it because it's there, and you got to it's almost, especially if you're used to driving other stuff, you really got to, even with me, I've had to drive, hours just trying to where I can pick up, how hard can I push it, how deep can I go, how, all those kinds of, and there's still a lot more on the table. So again, like we talked about, going through that one fast right-hander and fourth, there's an easy mid-44 there, easy. So, and actually I had a mid-44 there in my Delta at one time, all the way near to the last sector. So again, there might even be more than that. It's just a matter of, how hard can you push the car to get it. But the balance is there. So let's go over to setup. I'm sorry y'all tired hearing me talk. We got 25.1 left front and left rear, and 26.8 right front and 26.5 right rear. The toe is a negative 0.01 on the front with the camber at negative 3.8 on the left front, negative 3.6 on the right front. The caster's 10. And on the rear, the toe is positive 0.15 with the camber at negative 3.1 on the left and negative 2.9 on the right. So again, lots of time dialing things in. It seemed to, with the less negative camber, time-wise, I was really close, but, and it's a big but, it seemed that the left front would get more tire wear. So even though the times aren't that far off, I didn't want to make the left front, which gets abused anyway, have worse tire wear. So obviously when it needs to, I go with more negative camber. I just do what the car's telling me, basically. So that's why I did it that way, and tried a lot of different settings with that. As far as the toe on the rear, now the reason I do that is because the more, I mean, obviously there's a certain extent of that. I didn't go, I think the highest I went was 0.2. And you could try that if you would like, if you wanted to rotate some more. But basically, it helps the back end rotate. When you have the positive toe like that, it helps the car just rotate a teeny bit. Now, if you have the negative, like I run a lot of times, that helps it the other way. It helps the rear end not rotate. So again, I'm trying to help the car rotate because I got maximum downforce on the car. So I'm really wanting to help. I need the car to help rotate, especially these long corners. Okay, so that's why I have it like that. Electronics 2, 3, and 2. So again, TC's low. You can always go up if you feel a little bit more in reserve. But again, the car's not even on the TC. The car's hooked really good. I mean, it's hooked up. So I turned it down to get maximum performance. Fuel, of course, I had 50 liters. So that's what I started with because that's what I was running in the race in low fuel motorsports. And the one thing I want to show you, I got to show you this because this is like one of the first times ever, and I think almost with any car, I was able to get this. And if you look, the front left and left rear are equal. Look at that. I mean, they are basically, other than this here on the outside, which actually has less wear than the rear. So, I was just flabbergasted because this left rear takes such a left front, this left front takes such a thrashing that you usually will just wear this so much faster than anything else. And basically, I got the balance of the car to where you see this side, the right side. That's fine. That's good. That's really good. But usually this side is really, a lot more wear on the left front, and I got it to be even. So again, as the race goes, it hold up a lot better than most because as this wears, even if this starts wearing a little faster than the rear, it still has a good start instead of just burning off the left front. So I'm super happy with that. I'm really stoked with that. Mechanical, got 4 on the anti-roll bar, 51 on the brake bias. Steering is 13. And again, I turned that up a little bit to be more exact and try to more precise and, to help control the car because, it reacts so fast with all this grip. So just trying to slow it down a little bit. So that's why I put a little bit of steering in it. The ratio. Springs on the front are 119,000 with a bump stop rate of 600 and a bump stop range of 1 on the left front and 3 on the right front. The springs on the rear are 212,000, the most I've ever run on the Porsche, with a 500 bump stop rate and a 10 bump stop range on the left rear and 20 on the right rear. Anti-roll bar is maxed at 6 with a preload at 60. Now, there's a few things that you can try if you would like. One thing you can try is if the diff, like if you try to practice with that fast right-hander and you want to try in fourth, you might have to put one more click of diff in it. So if the back end comes out middle of the corner, you might want to just try one more click. And that might keep it enough to where you can go through there in fourth and keep the tires digging and not, lose the rear ends or something. So, again, or you might have to it's the balance because if you back off the anti-roll bar, then it's going to hurt you in the other long right-hander there, like turn 3. As was that turn? You got 1, 2. Yeah, like turn 3. That long right-hander, you're going to have to, that's why I'm trying to have the anti-roll bar maxed out to help, again, get the car to rotate as quick as it can through the middle and off that corner, even with all the wing. So, again, and, of course, with the springs in the back, that helps it also. In the slow corners, it helps it rotate, and some of those really bus stop type turns, and also like the chicane. So again, it's hooked up though. So and of course this track, is not really bumpy, so you're not having to worry about that. And of course the low grip in the front, as far as the springs, low springs in the front. Again, I do that also for when the fuel gets lower. It'll have a little bit of grip. But if you think you like it better, you can go one click up on this front, and it should work still. It still should work good because I tried it with that also. So you can go either way in the front, either this or one click up. Shocks on the front. On the left front, it's 2154, and on the right front, it's 2145. On the rear, on the left rear, it's 1162, and on the right rear, it's 1153. So again, I go off of that, and again, I'll show Motec. Again, I'm trying to do that. I know that it takes a little bit longer videos, but I mean, if y'all like that, I don't mind doing it. If y'all don't mind it and like it, so we'll look at this. And I made a few small adjustments, but you see the graphs are so much better than what they were. Again, here, again, and I'll do another Motec thing again sometime when I'm doing a setup. But the basics is, these two numbers you want 50 all the time on each side. Okay? I mean, that's basically what your goal is. You're trying to get between the two, you want 50. Okay? So the rebound high and the low. You want 50, you want them to add up to 50. So, and you got to adjust these to equal to get those. So if basically in a nutshell, the top, okay, is the rebound, and the low part down here is the fast rebound. So that's what you're trying. That when you're adjusting, that's what you're adjusting. Okay, and of course they intertwine a little bit. I mean, sometimes you got basically up in here, you'll see it kind of like this on this side over here. You'll see it like in the middle here, and that could be more like the fast bump. So, and again, of course, you got the same thing on the bump side. You got basically the bump, which is more of the top part of the graph, and the fast bump is more down the lower part of the graph down here. So usually this part usually is what it is, but sometimes it seems like it pushes this up, just like this here. So it kind of pushes that graph up. So again, it all goes together. So again, it takes a lot of tweaking this, and it's never ever perfect. You just get as close as you can. This here, like this is 49.8. These two numbers. That's pretty good. I mean, it's a teeny bit a little higher than this center. That's the center here. So that's kind of like your spring is the center part where this line goes through. So, again, you want those below that on each side. You don't want it above it. You want it below it if at all possible. So this was 49.8, but it's so close. So I'll leave it. It's that close. This is 49, and then you got like 50.3 or something like that. So again, it's a little higher than I would want, but it's really close. And again, it's below the top part here, the spring part. So again, you're fine. I mean, I like a little bit more linear here, but it's still okay. Again, you go over here, this is 49.9 on this side. And again, now you can see this is higher than the spring. So I made an adjustment to bring this back down. So again, this should be a little bit better because it should bring this whole graph should come down a little bit. So I already made that adjustment. And then this side is 50.1. So again, super close. Again, I mean, it's not real bad. At least it's linear, so it's not terrible. And again, it's really close to 50. Again, here, it's 49.8. And again, I made a small adjustment just to bring it down a little bit more. Again, I'd rather have this below the center. And then here was 50.2. Again, really close to 50. And again, if I try to bring this up, it'll go too high, and it's already over 50 anyway. So this is pretty much as close as I can get it. Again, this is 49.6. So again, really close. But I did bring it down because I want to bring this down below this. So again, I just one click down to try to get it back below there. And then this one again is 50.3. So again, really close. So again, they're all pretty equal on every side. So I think it's really dialed in as close as you can get it. And so I'm really happy with that. Again, you can always think you can make an adjustment or tune it a little different, but again, it's a lot better than the standard. Let's just put it that way. So that's Motec. If you have any other questions, again, feel free to comment or ask. I'll do the best I can. And of course, one of these times I'll do a setup and we can go through it, and you can go through it takes a lot of time to go through that, as far as doing adjustments, because the only way you can do it is go out and make laps. So that's why I say I spend hours and hours. I mean, on this, I've probably spent 3 hours doing this at least. Aero, I got ride heights all the way down in the front, 53, and in the rear, it's 75. Splitters maxed and the wings maxed. Both are maxed. Brake ducts are 4 and 3. And again, on a cooler day, you could try to work those. You might be able to adjust the tire pressures, because that does make a difference in your speed, down to 3 and 2. And you might be able to make that work, because I didn't really work on that, but that way might help you with a little bit more speed on the straightaway. So that's not a bad thing. That's something that maybe another point that you could work on to make this setup even better. But again, just to reiterate, with a low downforce, basically I went 161 down the straightaway. So I'm giving up 3 miles an hour, and that's not bad. I mean, 3 miles an hour is 3 miles an hour. But the problem with that is, I was a half a second away from this time. So I'm giving up, and I go off of time. I mean, yeah, speed's important, but I mean, lap times is my goal. So that's why, and also drivability. I mean, I want drivability. I want to be able to push the car, and also other people that can drive it, and not just me. I want to be able to have other people that can put the setup in there, and they can have fun and really enjoy the Porsche for what the Porsche is, because it's really an exciting and fun car to drive. It really is. It's just a lot of people don't like it because it doesn't drive. A lot of the other cars drive similar to each other. I mean, they really do. I mean, they all are different. I'm not saying that. They're all unique, so I don't want to put the wrong impression, but they all have basically the same kind of thing, basic same speeds within a mile an hour, same, braking points, same, all these things. The Porsche is just completely different from all that. I mean, it's completely on another planet as far as the speed and all those, and you really got to push the envelopes to get that out of it. Otherwise, you're just going to get slaughtered down the straightaways and stuff. And that's just the Porsche. That's just the way it is. So again, it's just it attacks the track in a different way, and I like that. I like that. So again, I'll leave the link to this setup in the description. I hope you try it out. Again, I think you'd like it. Not just just as far as the enjoyment of just driving the car. I mean, I think you would like it, and I hope you enjoy it. And again, I hope you give me a like and subscribe. And again, any comments or feedback is well appreciated. I really enjoy talking to all my sim racing friends. And of course, I'll have a PayPal link in there also. If anybody wants to support the channel that way, that's great too. So again, I appreciate it. And again, another thanks to Morrow for the livery. I think it looks great, and I really do thank him for that. And I thank everybody for their support, whether you're watching the video or liking, subscribing, all that's great. I really do thank everyone, and I hope you come back and visit again. Y'all take care. See ya.